Well, hello, and welcome back to day 4 of the mini series called hashtag Be the Girl. And if you're tuning in live, hey, happy Friday! I hope you have fantastic plans this weekend. Drop a comment what you're up to. And if you're watching the recorded version at a later time, hey, I hope all is going well with you as well. So, if you are tuning in for the first time, I just want to give a little bit of housekeeping because I'm on a very busy street and this is live. And so I'm sorry if a siren goes or who knows what can happen. Fun thing is I'm actually moving this weekend. I'm changing locations. So next week when I come to you, or if you're watching the next video, it'll be in my new Airbnb at a different location. So I'm super excited about that. So we will resume this series again on Monday, or if you're watching the recorded, just shoot over to the next video because I'm sure it's there waiting for you. And so if you've watched yesterday's video, I teased you a little bit about tonight's topic and about how this is the fuel for what we discussed yesterday. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you go back and pick up the rest of the series because it's all kind of compiling together and leading. I have a sequence and it's for a reason. So I'm assuming you have not seen my post on social media yet about what we're discussing. And if you read this, I just kind of gave it away. But what if you could give yourself 100% happiness guarantee in your life? I bet you'd be all in, right? Well, here's the thing, people aren't. You can give yourself 100% happiness guarantee. And we're going to get into this because tonight I'm talking about no regrets, leaving as little undone in your life as possible. And this is huge. For me, this is like a philosophy. It's a lifestyle. And I am 1,000,000% behind living a no regret life. It drives every decision that I make. And we're going to get into that tonight. In fact, so much so, let me pop it up here. This is ancient Tibetan calligraphy, and it means to live and die with no regrets. And I actually have it tattooed down my spine. So that's how committed I am to a no regrets lifestyle. There's nothing else that I'm going to give you. And if you don't watch any other video, or let's say you watch all the videos and you don't implement anything else, this one, please, put it as a screensaver on your phone, something, what we're going to get into at the very end of your homework, because I'm telling you, it is powerful. Now, did I always have a no regret lifestyle? Absolutely not. Let me give you a little bit of history. If you're new, I kind of share a personal story with you, and then I get into the lesson for you and how to apply it. So in my typical fashion, I'm going to start with my story. Oh, and I got so much on my mind with this. I try to keep everything around 15, 20 minutes. So, real quick, real easy, digestible for you. Sound good? Okay. So, when I was 17, if you're following the journey, you know that I was a teen mom and I dropped out of high school. However, at 17, all my friends decided that they were going to go to Florida and become nannies. And I was like, wait, hold up. Everybody can't leave me. I got to go to Florida too. So I did that. I went down to Palm Beach and, out on the island, I nannied for a very wealthy family. And it was summer, so nobody's there. And I had a night off coordinating with a friend. And lo and behold, we're sitting at this beach. And of course, when you're 17, you want to meet a boy, right? You're all excited, single. And this old guy, really, really old guy, comes walking down this boardwalk. And he came up and he started talking to us. And he left a lifetime impression. In fact, his name is Nicholas Coney, and I am actually in Romania right now, traveling through. And he's originally from Transylvania. So I'm so excited to go explore his turf, to be here. And he just was so impactful about, here's this guy who's like at the end of his life. And he is basically telling us how happy he is with everything he was able to accomplish, where he came from, and where he wound up. He was actually a very famous commissioned artist. He did projects for all kinds of like famous people, presidential. It's unbelievable the legacy that he leaves that so many people don't know about. But it didn't kick in. Like, it was there. I was like, gosh, this sounds good. No regrets. Yep, that sounds amazing. And, then we go through the bucket list phase where everybody's like, the bucket list and, what they want to accomplish. But it didn't really impact me until my grandmother passed away. And one of the last things that she ever said, the last thing she said to me was actually hilarious before she lost her ability to communicate. But she was telling me about have no regrets. Basically you don't get a second chance at life. You don't get a do-over. And it's going to be, you'll get to that point that you don't get another opportunity. And going through that, I spent many, many years hanging out in the assisted living facility. And it was just, I'm there every day for hours with people who have all these life regrets. And I thought, gosh, I don't want that to be my story. I don't want to get to the end of this blessed life that I've been given and not have used it. That is so powerful. Okay, and I bet you're going, I want that too. I want a life of no regrets, but I have to do all this stuff instead. So how do I make that magic happen? Now, I know there's something that you're passionate about, a big goal, and you can't get it off of your mind. We all have that. We can have something that like happens all of a sudden where you're like, gosh, I really want to accomplish this. And then we can have things that kind of burn, a desire that burns for many, many years in us that we just can't seem to bring to fruition. And passion alone, as you've probably discovered, doesn't generate that sense of urgency, does it? So yesterday, remember how I was saying that we as humans make decisions that betray who we are, who our soul knows we want to be. And you act against that judgment. Most of us already know what we should be doing, and we don't. We go against our better judgment. And it goes way, 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 way back to Greek ancient philosophers. Let me get this word right, because I'm probably going to say it wrong anyway. Akrasia. Akrasia was a word that Socrates and Aristotle used to describe this, taking action against your better judgment. And it's one of these things that I'm so passionate about not ignoring the time that I have, because I don't know how much of it that I have left. I'm almost 50, and I don't know where you are, but I know you don't know. Like, each day is a gift that you need to unbox, and you get to use it how you desire. Yes, we need to deal with life, but we need to infuse it with those things that we really, really absolutely don't want to have any regrets about missing out on. And so how do we shift and have a life that is regret-free? And this is, I told you I kind of studied this. I have studied this stuff for many years, and I love ancient Stoic philosophy as well. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they have a technique called inversion. And it's kind of inverting the power of positive thinking, but it's like negative visualization, which sounds so wrong, right? We've spent so many years with the secret and the power of positivity and vision boarding and everything else. But do you know how many quotes I had going all over walls in my office and vision boards and everything else? And some of it would happen. But again, the passion wasn't fueling this, there wasn't a sense of urgency fueling that passion. So when you think, and this is where this no regrets philosophy of mine is so big, is because in a way, when I make a decision, I'm almost like having a negative visualization, but in a helpful, healthy way. So what we need to do is come up with these hacks, right? So then there's also, you can get into Parkinson's law, which is about, the availability of time and how we fill it. So, everybody's had something where let's say you have months to do a report, like back in school. But yet, how many of us are putting it off to the last minute? Right? So we fill time accordingly. So how do we wind up hacking and making the most of our time? And just the other day, I can wind up, we have all these distractions, coming at us. So I had taken my laptop to workspace and I forgot my cord. And let me tell you, that was the best time hack ever, because I was like, oh my gosh, I got all this work that I have to do. I'm going live. It was the day one of going live. So I was already completely frazzled about it. And so I had all this stuff that I had to jam out. So what I did, I didn't waste any time. None. I wasn't checking my phone. I wasn't responding to emails. I was like, what tasks do I have to get done? Because I don't want to have any regrets. I've said I'm going to do this, and I don't want to disappoint, even if nobody's out there, which I know there's not. Thousands of people have watched these videos so far. I want to show up. I don't want to have any regrets about doing this. I'm already going to be nervous. It's my first round of doing this live stuff. And by the way, just a little interjection. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the messages and stuff like that. I am so humbled and grateful by everything that you guys have said. This is absolutely wonderful. So let's see here. Ooh, might be a little early tonight. I might be right at that 15-minute mark. This is cool. So homework. I always give you a little bit of how you can do this. And you have the whole weekend, unless you're watching the recorded version and you're hopping right into the next one. Give yourself a day and play around with these and then come back to the next one. Or, binge watch it like it's, a new season of Game of Thrones. I'm cool with whatever you do. So, homework. So what is it that in your soul kind of eats at you that you want to do? What can't you leave undone? And not a bucket list. We're not talking about gosh, I'd like to, I'm just trying to think of something kind of superficial and frivolous. I don't know. But those deep, soulful callings that if you were at the end of your life, would you be like, I wish I have a lot of regrets that I didn't do that. And put yourself in the mindset of being a 98-year-old woman, or, somebody that's in the position where, life, they just don't have much more of it, or life has been stripped away in a way that they can't go accomplish things anymore. And put yourself in somebody else's shoes and think about that. Get into that negative visualization. I'm telling you, it's actually got positive side effects. It sounds kind of morbid, but it really, really does. It works because that winds up fueling almost that fear that, you don't want to miss out. It's FOMO. Hello. That's why, people hit buttons to join things, do things. They don't want to miss out. And that's what I'm trying to drive home with you. I don't want you to miss out. So, So this is the question that I want you to pontificate on. When you're making a decision about something with your time, with your energy, with your daily actions and your schedules, I want you to ask this with each and everything that you do. Seriously, everything. I'm telling you, it's tattooed down my spine. I do this with every single decision that I make. I ask, will this lead to regret or will it lead to reward? And let's just say, because I'm working on my fitness and some other things. And let's say it's Friday night. I want to go out. I want to enjoy a nice meal, some wine, dessert. I have to ask myself that. Will this lead to regret or reward? And if I decide to indulge and give in temporarily, am I okay with the consequences? Am I okay with the delayed outcome that I desire with my goals? And it will become so quick. It'll just become second nature and automatic. And this feel like yesterday when I told you about how I sold off everything and was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I was just kind of led by my soul and intuition. This played a big part with everything. I was like, will I regret, or will this lead to regret or reward? And to me, taking that chance into the unknown was worth the reward. And it's been phenomenal. It's been a phenomenal journey. So, and then whatever you decide, become 100% committed to the answer and have no regrets with that. If like, let's say you're like, gosh, you know what, I shouldn't eat this chocolate, but I'm going to do it and I might have some regrets about it. Have no regrets about having those regrets. Let it go. Let it go. You made a choice. Pick it back up. But the more decisions you make daily towards the reward, because let's say that there's other philosophies that get into about how, we are, and people do it all the time, it's instant gratification, especially with society nowadays. A lot of we just don't think long-term per se, correct? We want the instant. And if you can start realizing, because goals are long-term. It's not anything that happens instantaneously. And that's what we want. We want instant gratification, instant reward. So this is also kind of like plays in this, kind of like a little bonus philosophy into tonight, is that when you make these decisions, gosh, why did I lose my train of thought? I guess it's not down. Call me Gabby for anything. So yeah, so you want to, you just want to make sure you're making decisions that you won't regret and that you're powering yourself. Oh, so long-term, short-term goals. It's back. So sorry. But yeah, so with that, with long-term goals and making short-term decisions, there's those consequences. So you have the passion and we have to create the urgency, but we also have to take the steps to get there. So when you ask yourself, will this lead to regret or reward? The longer you put it off, you're delaying that sense of urgency. And plus, you're denying yourself the pleasure of achieving what it is you desire. Like, I'm almost 50. And if I could go back and know what I know now and have the system in place that I have now, oh my gosh. Like, I wish I had started things early. I wish I had pursued things sooner that I didn't. So this is what it's all about. It's about no regrets, not wasting any more time and making decisions that are in alignment with your soul's calling and who you truly want to be. So with that said, we're right at like the 20-minute mark. Woohoo! So anyway, let me just see if there's any comments. Let me check on the phone. For some reason with the software, Facebook's got weird permissions. We've been through all this. Some hearts. No comments yet. So now a lot of people, because it's a Friday and everybody's working and trying to get their hustle on for the weekend, go ahead, comment, shoot me a message if you have any questions, any comments, anything. Like, I've really enjoyed all the messages that I've received in the past couple days. Like I said, it means an absolute ton. So I love it. I'm bringing you something different, kind of some different approaches, but it's been those kind of hacks that have worked for me that we've gotten into so far. And I have 9 videos planned in this series of around 15 minutes. And so, yeah, I will see you next week. Have a fantastic weekend. If you want, leave a comment on what you're up to this weekend, right? For me, it's going to be work. I got a lot of stuff going on. Plus, I'm moving. So then I got to settle back in. So #no pressure. But that's part of my goal, right? On. All right. See you later. Have a fantastic weekend. Ciao.